Right, hi and welcome. My name's Ted and you're on YouTube with Ted, which is basically a YouTube channel that I made years ago, and now I'm trying to give people some help on how to start their own YouTube channel. And I forget how many number this one is in a series, but I don't do them in order because then people know what. Anyway, biggest complaint people have is the fact is they make a YouTube on something, could be anything, as you said, my fishing, growing tomatoes, whatever. In my case, it was whirligigs when I first started. And then they get paranoid with this thing, the computer. Because on the computer, YouTube have an app called YouTube Studio, where you can track how well your videos do. So you know how many views they've seen, how many views they haven't seen, and when people started to look at it, when people stopped looking at it, and people get paranoid. I've spent all this money on cameras and well, I've always told you no need to do all that, but that's beside the point. But they do, and I don't know why. And then they go out and they get a script, they get AI to write a script, and they get something, and you know. But 9 times out of 10, it's on a subject that they don't know nothing about, because they've gone to the computer and they say what is trending on YouTube at the moment is how to make. I'm trying to think what I can say really. You know, what would be popular? Oh, a skateboarding video, right? So they go out to the local skate and they make, and then they load it up, and then they look at this and they think, oh. It's only got 3 views and it's been up a week. It's only got 10 views and it's been up a month. And I've only got 4 subscribers, and that's me, my brother, my wife, and my 2 grandchildren. And then they wonder why it ain't doing well. And then they get all disillusioned. Well, my advice to you is to not look at that. No, don't. For your first month. For your first month, have a project, whatever YouTube videos you're going to do. We say growing tomatoes, and do your videos on growing tomatoes. Try and do 2 a week. I know it's very hard to talk about 2 a week, but you could make your 8 videos, right? Put them on the computer, leave, and then release them at 2 a week. So it might take you 3 months to make your 8 videos, but my advice is, if you release 2 a week, if people look at them and they follow you, they think, oh, when's the next video coming out? Oh, this guy releases. They don't have to wait 4, 5, 6 weeks for the next video. So if you're going to do a YouTube channel on growing tomatoes, possibly, I don't know, it would be best to say start in January, February sowing, and do your YouTube videos right through the year, right? But don't release them that year. I know it sounds silly. Yeah, I would put them all in stock, and about August time is then start releasing your January, your February, your March ones, but do them nice and closer together. Does that make sense? I don't know. What you got to think is the person who's watching it doesn't want to watch you plant a seed and then have to wait 4 weeks to see a video to see if it germinates. No. People want to see it a lot quicker than that. So it's possibly best to make your videos and then release them a bit later. Yeah, I'm watching a guy who's sailing the Mad Sea Dog, and basically his videos were about 6 months. He's still releasing videos of him about sailing up the Atlantic, arriving in back to England after sailing around the world, right? But he's been back in England 2-3 months. You see, so he's already done his videos. He's most able to wait to get somewhere to get Wi-Fi and edit them and all that. But it's a sequence. And I like watching that, the fact that it's a sequence of him doing it, but it's not in real time, because it's all done, dusted and gone. You know, he could have drowned by now, I don't know. But you've got to think about what your audience want to watch, what they want you want to watch. Anyway, get back. I'm rabbiting on again. Sorry, I do apologise. I do tend to go away on these long threads, and then I wonder where I am, and I've got to come back. No, what I'm coming back to is the fact is, if you're new to YouTube, don't get so wound up with statistics, right? The most important thing is to enjoy what you're doing, right? Find that subject, that hobby, that thing that you're good at. As I always revert back to growing tomatoes, or it could be fishing, it could be, you know, repairing cars, it could be anything, right? But enjoy doing it, and you're doing it for you to start with. And if you're lucky enough that the channel catches on and people like what you're doing, then you'll get your followers, and then you'll get your subscribers, and then you'll get your watch hours, and then you'll become monetized, and then you earn a few. You won't earn a lot. I don't care what anybody says. You don't earn a lot doing YouTube unless you're a professional. And most of people that put videos up aren't professionals. We just, like me, silly old sods that do it. So that is it. You've got to believe in what you're doing, right? Again, another hint, don't take, if you show the family or friends, they're not your audience. The audience is millions of people out there. Yeah, they're your audience, right? They're the people who are going to give you the support that you need, not your family. Family support you in other ways, don't they? So that's my advice to you is just do it, right? After you've done it, after you've released your first 8 videos, which is 2 a week, which is my little guide. I always think I've always done better when I've released videos 2 a week. When we did our trip to Washington DC, by the way, I'm English in the UK, and we went to Washington. It was my wife's ambition to go to Washington DC, which go. When we did the videos there, though I did a video every day, I didn't release them on the day. I spread them out, so that though we were there for a month, so we had, say, 28 videos, that took 14 weeks to release, because I only released 2 a week. And that seemed to go better than releasing them boom, 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 right? So you might find it different, and somebody else might come on and say, no, you got to release every day. No, you shouldn't release and this is what this silly computer tells you. It tells you, you can look on there, and it'll actually tell you when your audience watches, what time of the day. You know, so you think, well, should I release it at midday, or should I release it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon? Should I release it to aim for my American audience, or who gives a shit? To be honest with you, I release mine every 2 days when I'm doing a project. Yeah, at midnight, I schedule them ahead. At the moment, I'm so far behind with bits and pieces. The fact is, I just do a video like I'm doing this one now, and when I finish, I'll just upload it. I don't care what time it goes up. And if people want to watch it, they want to watch it. But that's my bit of advice to you. Don't get disillusioned. No. Stay positive. Enjoy what you're doing. The ambition, your purpose in life is to spread the knowledge of growing tomatoes, not earning £100 a month on YouTube, right? Yeah, and as long as somebody comes back to you and says, hey, John, everybody's John, by the way, that tip you gave me about putting toilet paper in with the, I don't know if it works or anything like that, brilliant. And do you know what the satisfaction you get from that? I know when one of my videos I suggested to somebody when they visited a town, there was an old church hidden around the back way. That no, go and visit it. It's absolutely stunning. And then when somebody come back to me and said, gee, Ted, that church you told me to visit was stunning. It only a little church, but it's on no tourist map or anything. No, but it was absolutely. By the way, if you want to know what it's called Sonntagsberg. And it's above a little village in Austria called Rosenau, which is Whitehoven on the Ybbs. Yes, and I do have family connections out there going back three, 4 generations. But this church is stunning, absolutely stunning. Go back, see it. I've been back once. I must go back again. No, so that's what you have to do. Just do what you want, and if you want and you enjoy what you do, that is the reward, not the money that you get from YouTube. though it does come in handy, I must admit. I don't earn a fortune, but I earn a few pennies, and that's all that matters. What other tips can I give you is try not to listen to negatives. You will always get knockers, people that are jealous of what you do, people that think you're an idiot. How many people think I'm an idiot? I couldn't give a monkeys, to be honest with you. Not at my age. I take no notice of it. As a matter of fact, with comments, I tend not to get involved in discussions with comments at all. I just say thanks, or your opinion. Thanks, your opinion. You know, if somebody's negative, saying, oh, you know, your hair's too long, or your opinion. Your beard needs trimming. Your opinion. Just, I don't, to be honest with you, I couldn't give up. Rat's arse. So don't take criticism. You do it for you, for your satisfaction, right? And every time you get that one thing back and say, do you know what, your beard is absolutely superb. You go back, thank you. Well, your tomatoes are the best tomatoes I've ever seen. Thanks. And that's the reward, not the pennies. The pennies should be secondary, or otherwise you just get tunnel vision on, I've only got this many views, I've only got this many, and then you go off on all these channels and watch people that tell you what to do, how to do it. You should do this with your thumbnail, you should do this with that. What you got to do is 9 times out of 10, those people have never had a proper YouTube channel. Their YouTube channel is telling you how to make YouTubes. Now, if you check my channel, you can go back. I've made a few hundred videos, and I cover loads of subjects. You know, my whirly gigs, which is what I started making, and that's how the whole channel started. I've done a few travel videos, skiing videos, Washington video. I've done a boating video, a talking videos, touristy type video. As a matter of fact, if I go out, the camera, well, your camera, your phone's there, and I think, oh, this is a lovely day today. I'll sit on the beach and talk about wherever I'm sitting. Could be anywhere. You know, just talk about it. I'll just get a bit of information on it and say, oh, here I am sitting on the beach in Margate. Margate is a nice coastal town down in Kent in the UK. As a matter of fact, it's very, very famous. The actual Beatles played here back in '63. See? And we had the Bolton Rockers. We had the big fight on the beach. You can, and just talk about it. Just sit there and talk about it. Works wonders. Anyway, I've rabbited on far too long again, which is I always do with my videos. So all I want to say to you is very handy once you've been on it a long time, because it does give you a lot of information. But when you first start out, I would tend to steer away from YouTube Studio, apart from using it for loading and bits and pieces like that. But all the information that comes from it, don't get paranoid about it. You think because you've done this wonderful video on how to grow tomatoes, and you've only had 12 people look at it in 3 months, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just carry on. As long as you know that what you say is right, it's good, the quality's good, everything's about it, it will take off. You'll go back in 6 months' time, look at it, and find out you've had 2,000 views on it. Yeah, and you don't know why. Because if you would have ranked that video in the 10 videos that you've made, it most probably isn't the best one. But for some own reason, people like it. And then you look at that and think, oh, I'll carry on like that. So next year, instead of growing tomatoes, you'll grow cucumbers. Straight ones, I hope. Be good, be happy. Don't forget, look after the animals, most important. Feed them and treat them well. We'll see you again sometime for another little Ted's Natter on YouTube. Bye.